Welcome back to Bloom and Rage. We're in the future again. Now, I've already talked about how I don't like this framing device because it doesn't frame very well. It doesn't tell us how to judge the rest of the story. But there's another reason I don't like it, and that's because it removes all of our agency, and I think this was a huge mistake. Let's talk about it.
Hey there. Be out in a jiff. Short staff tonight.
Take your time.
Normally, when the framing device is that an older person comes back to address their more youthful adventures, there's some substantial difference between the young person and the old person. Frodo, you not only lost my ring, but the finger on which it rode. What happened, Frodo? Well, tell us about this big adventure that left you a changed person. Well, sit down, I'll tell you a tale. Nearly every such framing device relies very heavily on the changes to the person and wanting to know what could have caused them. But there is no change in Swan. Swan is exactly the same person she was when she was 15. I mean, listen to this.
I wonder if he's got a spare charger.
So, what happened to Swan when she was 15? Who cares? She doesn't appear to have changed in any way or have noticed at all. Now, in a movie that can work, in it, a lot of the kids and adults are the same, right? There are a few have changed and a few have stayed the same. But we don't have any agency over a movie. We do have agency over a video game. So not only do we know that Swan doesn't change, we know that we're going to be in control of a story that does nothing to her. That's a disastrous removal of agency. I can't tell you just how boring it is to know that everything we're going to do will accomplish nothing. Now, obviously, this framing device still has a lot of use for its ability to let us reminisce.
Seriously, you've got to come over. You have, so much to learn. We'll start with some punk music, obviously.
But there are a lot of other framing devices that can also do this reminiscing perfectly well.
One mystery drink coming right up. You ready?
I was born ready.
No pinching your nose.
Yeah, we know that trick. Bottoms up.
And these other framing devices can do it without damaging our agency or slowing us down in this really boring future setting where nothing is happening. Let's see, what kind of alternative framing device might we use? Obviously, the game is already out, so our options are limited. But maybe if we ask really nicely, the devs can put a framing device in that is just better than that future one. Let's check the past and see whether or not the devs have been kind enough to leave us a better framing device that's more useful. Oh, there it is.
Come on, hold still. No, don't leave.
That's right.
I wonder if they ever try to jump the fence.
Our camcorder is another framing device, and it's a really powerful one. If we were to look at our setup, we actually have the ability to look back on our adventures and talk about what happened in retrospect. We can look back and reminisce.
Here we are, in my natural habitat, since forever. It's weird to imagine living anywhere else. But we'll be packing up soon and leaving it all behind.
I can't believe I've got to pack all this up soon.
I'll never forget this place. I'm really gonna miss it.
That was very good. It even had some keywords in there that you're going to realize in retrospect were really nice. But it's better than you might think, because we actually recorded all that footage. We even got to arrange it and decide which clips to use. And then we got to reminisce about it. It does all of the same things that the future tech would do, the future framing device would do. without having to limit us, without having to, make us the exact same person or require us to know exactly how it's going to turn out.
Swan here. This is the Michelson Ranch. These deer are bred and raised for sport. Hunting season's in the fall. You can always hear the gunshots from this place.
In my opinion, this framing device is just better. Unfortunately, just like with the future framing device, they sort of forget to use it, which is just devastating. It's like they keep introducing these powerful tools and then not using them. So, I'm going to stop whining about that for now. Let's move into the next portion. I'm going to let this play out largely uncommented because I want you to just take a look at how strong the vibes are here. They spent a lot of artistic power in trying to make this next section really work. Swan is in the spring of her life. She's lonely, but the world is vibrant. And they spend a lot of effort in this next section, not only teaching you how to use the camcorder, but also making sure you understand how Swan feels and the part of her life she's in. It contrasts extremely nicely with the future, where it is both a boring, empty bar and fall. Right? Some basic tempo and shifting from seasons to make sure that you really get a sense of how Swan feels. Let's go ahead and take a peek.
I think that's enough.
The cinematography here is especially noteworthy, so, let's take a watch.
Hello? Any little forest friends out there? Oh, geese! Maybe I can catch them on tape. Wonder where you three went last winter. Done. Aw, come back. Everyone left. Guess I'm alone. As usual. Where'd I put that granola bar?
This is a classic segment. We're allowed to just sit here for as long as we want. There were some segments like this in Life is Strange as well. I think this is an extremely good thing to have, especially with the music playing in the background. Notice that Swan isn't in all of these shots. These shots are all tone setters. They don't all contain Swan, but they all tell us what Swan feels and what she's, thinking about and looking at and absorbing.
Hello, squirrel. Wanna be in my movie?
There we are. So that's our introduction to the camcorder. I think it is an extremely strong introduction. The camcorder is also an extremely strong framing device. It really works on a whole bunch of levels, and it really sells who Swan is. It helps to connect Swan to the world and give her an interesting approach that none of the other characters have. And it's used like that for about an hour, at which point they promptly forget about it. We'll talk about it as it comes up. But I wanted to just show it to you, show you that segment, and make sure that you understand that this game has a lot of really powerful artistry. As much as I complain about the large writing, the arcs and the framing devices, the moment-to-moment stuff, writing, cinematography, art assets, lighting, it's all really, really good, except for the lip sync, which I'm not sure what they did. Did they sync it to the French audio? Well, anyway, minor quibble. See you next time.